Kendrick Lamar-Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So, this was the highly anticipated return of Kendrick Lamar. It came 5 years after Damn. That's a long time. I think this is a very good album. It's not Kendrick's best, but it's an improvement. Because for me, Damn over time hasn't aged the best. It's still an album I enjoy. But it's not an album I love anymore. It's just, I don't think his lyricism was great on that project. And I think while there is a fair few highlights, there's not as much meat and gravy to it as his other projects. And with this album, I feel like you're on a journey with Kendrick. It's his final album, TDE, which is a shame. I think it brings an end to an era. And, you know, TDE was obviously once one of the biggest labels in hip-hop. It was probably my favourite label in hip-hop, and now losing Kendrick is a big deal, but they have some great guys on the roster. They've got Schoolboy, Absol, J-Rock, Isaiah Rashad. Scissor's obviously still on the label as well, and SOS was a great album. But it is an end of an era, and it is for Kendrick as well, because this album is very much a reflection of Kendrick going over all the stuff that's happened to him in his life and sort of coming to a conclusion with it. And it's a very mature adult record. There's no club hits on here. There's no sort of, oh, okay, he's done that because that'll be a hit. The closest you could get to that, I guess, is N95 and maybe Die Hard, but I don't know. I think this is Kendrick's most mature and most sort of put together record, I guess. His material is mature. Like Good Kid, Mad City is the story of him, you know, coming from being a young protege to being a rap star. To Pimp a Butterfly is like a reflection on the States of America at the time. Damn kind of does that, touches a bit on other themes. And then obviously this record is sort of him coming to terms with a lot of things, you know, his issues with his father and father time, sexual abuse on the emotional and very deep cutting Mother I Sober, coming to terms with a family member transitioning on Auntie Diaries, which he doesn't, so I have a few issues with this record. Firstly, Kodak Black being on here a few times, it's a bit iffy considering the stuff he's been charged with, the stuff he's been accused with. I don't like that. I don't think it's great, but... And Auntie Diaries and Mother I Sober, some of the sentiments for those tracks I'm not completely on board with. Like, yeah, forgive all the abusers and me and my uncle, now we say the F slur together. It's like... But I at least see that Kendrick is trying to become a better person and he's trying to make a difference to himself, which is something I can respect. And while I don't agree with all the sentiments on this record, I think he's someone who's trying to grow and trying to learn, which I like. And this record also deals with, you know, cheating and reflecting on your childhood and lots of other stuff. And at the end, Kendrick sort of comes to it and says, I'm going to just do this for me. I'm going to be me, I'm going to be happy in me, and I'm going to do this for what I want to do. And I think this record comes to a good conclusion at that point. Highlights here, I think United in Grief is a fantastic starter to this track. Die Hard bangs. Mother I Sober is very deep and emotionally cutting. I think it's a fantastic track. It's as I said, the bit at the end where he's like, forgive all the abusers, I'm not completely on board with. The rest of the track is, it's moving, it's powerful, it's emotional, and Beth Gibbons from Portishead's performance is great as well as Kendrick's, of course. Father Time, which I've previously mentioned with Sampha, is great. The Heart Part 5 is on this record now as a bonus track as well, which is a great track. I mean, I enjoy most tracks here. Any tracks I don't enjoy, the one with Kodak Black, And not just because Kodak Black's on there, it's fine. It's not a great track. And the one with Summer Walker and Ghostface Killer, I was a bit disappointed by. That track sort of just went past by. Because, you know, Summer Walker's a talented artist. Ghostface Killer is obviously a legendary hip-hop artist. But I don't know, that track just sort of just flew by me a bit. It's fine. It was there when it was there, but, you know. But I think the guest features are used well for the most part. Like Baby Keem is used well here. Beth Gibbons, as I mentioned. Sampha. Blast sounds brilliant on the chorus of Die Hard. We Cry. How could I forget We Cry Together? One of the most unique and wild hip hop songs I've heard. I kind of always laugh when it comes on just because of the awkwardness of it and the sort of like just outwardness of it. But I think it's a fantastic track, and it kind of demonstrates like a very toxic relationship, but it does it very well. So I have to give that credit, and I think it works very well. And the Florence the Machine sample is very good at the start of the track. But yeah, overall, I think this is a very good record. I'd probably say it's my third favourite Kendrick album. It's just behind Good Kid, Mad City in my opinion, because there's a few tracks here I'm not that keen on, and I think the second half of the record, while very good, there's not as many and the last track, Mirror, I enjoy, but I don't know, it doesn't quite stick the landing for me. Like, it's not great, but it's good. But yeah, overall, Mr. Milan, The Big Steppers is a very good album. It touches on a lot of themes, which I think it's important to touch on. And I think it's another great Kendrick Lamar album. He keeps up his streak of very good records. You know, Damn was an album that I thought was good but not amazing. And I think this is a step above that.